Hi, friends. This is Petty again, and I'm here today with a big stack of books. I just got back from the bookstore with my kid, and we each got a bunch of stuff that we're excited to read. And even though I typically don't plan my reading a whole lot in advance, I identify as a mood reader. I feel like this month I'm kind of specific about what I want to read, and I thought I would share that with you. Um, where to begin with the book that I'm currently reading. So this is Checkout 19 by Claire Louise Bennett. And if you haven't read her and you kind of love unusual, oddball, really singular, unique characters, I think you'd like her work. It's not especially accessible. I find her hard to read for sure, but for me, the payoff and the fun that comes along with that is tremendous. So I could not recommend her any higher. She is fantastic. And especially this book, which I think this is her second book after Pond. This one is a little bit more accessible, and it's a book about the love of reading. So check it out. All right. Moving on to the next one. This is Cyros by Jenny Erpenbeck. And I know that this is a book that made the rounds a while ago. It's a recommendation for me, particularly by Lee Stein. I took a writing class with Lee, and she recommended it as kind of like a universe adjacent book to the writing project that I'm working on. I'm working on a historical novel or novel inspired by historical events set in communist Bulgaria. And this is a love affair between a young woman and an older professor in Germany, kind of on the brink of the fall of the Berlin Wall. I think that a lot of people think that this book is just the best thing that ever happened, and a lot of people found it completely unreadable. So we'll see where I will fall, but I'm really excited to read it, mostly because I am trying to get back into my novel. Related, this book, Olga Raven's My Work, is, I believe, another German book. And um, it was blurred by Kate Zambrano saying that everybody who's interested in women in literature or women who are trying to have careers in literature should read it. To me, this is a good enough endorsement and a good enough reason to read it. I'm really excited about it. Also, on Fridays, I run like a community book chat for my Substack, and a couple of readers that I really respect mentioned recently that they're reading it. So that's enough for me. Moving on the occasion of the death of Edmund White, I guess me and everybody else are going to be discovering his work. Obviously, he is well known and established as a queer author, but I've known him by name, but I have not actually read his work. And these are the two books that I picked up by him. This is what my bookstore had, so I just grabbed those two. A Boy's Own Story, which is a novel by him. And this is what the blurb says: ridiculed by his classmates and beset by aloof parents and a cruel sister, an unnamed narrator um, finds solace in literature, works of art, and his own fantastic imagination. It sounds like it's autobiographical. Sounds lovely. I'm really looking forward to reading it, especially because June is Pride Month. And then this is, I think, White's most recent book, his memoir. The title is The Loves of My Life, a sex memoir. Like, how adorable. It has been blurred by everybody: John Irving, Robert Jones, Henry Hoke. You know how much I love them. So anyway, this is probably going to be fun and poignant and probably heartbreaking in equal measures, and I really look forward to it. And then the last novel that I picked up at our local indie bookstore Pride setup display that they have is The King of a Rainy Country by Bridget Brophy. I have zero clues what this book is about, but It was blurred by Ali Smith, and I adore Ali Smith. So if she liked it, it was good enough for her. It's good enough for me. Tell me if you've read any of these books. I'm really curious. And then um, every month this year, I have tried to read a collection of poetry. Doing so has really honestly transformed how I read, what I love about reading, what I like to read. So I'm definitely continuing this, and I will continue to read at least a collection a month. And this month I have these two: Calling a Wolf a Wolf, which is the poetry collection by Kaveh Akbar. If you haven't read his book Martyr, it's really wonderful, and I think like it's one of those novels that even if you don't read a lot of poetry, you can tell that the novel is written by a poet. It's just so much about atmosphere and vibes and moods and like smells. Like when I um when I reviewed Martyr originally on my Substack, I said that like kind of smelled like good dirty hair, and I kind of stand by that assessment. And I'm so excited to read this poetry collection by Kaveh. And then, um, okay, this is going to be my challenging book for the month. It's Anne Carson's Wrong Norma. So, Anne Carson has a cult following, and her brain is indescribable and famous for being undescribable. She is a classicist, a literature scholar, a poet, a feminist, a theorist, and just like an all around badass. I've wanted to read her work for the longest time, and I have been scared. So this month I thought, okay, let's just be grown ups and give it a try. And I'm going to always follow Sophie's advice that if I can read it well, I'll just read it badly. And who cares? Like, I'm doing this for myself, and we'll see what I get out of it. So that's the plan for this month. Please tell me if you've read any of these books. I am, like I said, I'm reading currently Checkout 19, and I think I'm going to move into Cyros next. But if you have strong feelings about what I should read, or if you are really excited about any of those, like let me know. I'm so curious if any of these titles speak to you. And I guess I will try to come back at the end of the month with some kind of an update of what I did actually read, and let you know how it went. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday, and happy Pride. Bye.